Hi, this is Heavy Metal Thunder here. I'm making a video today about reading some of my stories, and we're just gonna jump into the story a little bit. Basically, where I'm getting this story from, it was one of my essays that was written for English class when I went to college, and eventually I do plan on expanding this into a full story. But for right now, I'm just going to read this here and let you guys see what you think of it. Uh, Basically, this is going to be the Electrical Phantom's formation speech for the intergalactic space travelers. Now, the Electrical Phantom, he's kind of a idyllic superhero persona of my own. He has electrical powers. He totally turns into this like skeleton that's surrounded with fire, and he has like short horns on his head. He's surrounded with this electrical energy all around him. And so I wrote this essay as an essay for English class, so let's jump right into it. The Electrical Phantom's formation speech for the intergalactic space travelers. The Electrical Phantom, in fully electrically charged mutant form, walked in and scanned the faces of the people in the room. Sure, he was nervous because he knew the importance of the speech he was about to give, but he had to convince this group of men and women, all of which were mutants themselves, to band together and fight Dr. Spy and his evil legion of his unmutants, or they would be destroyed. And Dr. Spy's plans of world domination would succeed. He had to convince this group of people who were of different races, sex, attitudes, mutant powers, and many other differences beyond a shadow of a doubt that without working together and putting differences aside under his leadership, that everything they fought individually for until this very day would be destroyed, unless they worked together as a military unit. He knew the vital importance of this great task as he prepared his speech and worked many long hours to memorize it. The Electrical Phantom felt that he was a little nervous, but he knew he could convince the crowd with his speech as he steadily walked to the podium and made his way to begin his speech. The crowd watched in awe as the Electrical Phantom, in mutant form, walked across the stage. The Electrical Phantom looked exactly like his namesake, a skeleton phantom with electricity surrounding his whole body. Today, ladies and gentlemen, is the most important day in our lives, and history will be made, one way or another. And a turning point will be reached in this war. You are all here, I feel, because you agree with me in that we should all band together to use teamwork, the ability of multiple people to fight as a single unit, instead of just individuals against Dr. Spy and his evil legions of mutants, whose goals are to take over the world one way or another. We all have felt the injustices they have caused, and today we will either forget about our differences of race, sex, mutant abilities, individual attitudes, and any other such differences, and form together as a tightly knit unit that will act as one to stand against this tyranny, or go our separate ways to let the evil legion eventually win and totally annihilate us one by one. We all know the crimes of robbery, drug trafficking, murder, and terrorism that this evil legion can do as a fierce military unit in itself. This menace is way too widely spread out for just a couple of heroes to take on, but all of us, as a unit, could win this ongoing war that is raging on. Dr. Spy is pure evil, and by that I mean he cares for no one or nothing else but to gain power, and he does not care how or who he hurts to get that power. He has publicly committed several atrocities against everyone on Earth to achieve his goals, and we, here as one today, are the only ones possessed and posed with enough power to be able to stop him. And I intend to prove to each and every one of you here today that under my military leadership, we could win this war. Robbery to gain Dr. Spy's financial support or technology advances are among the most common crimes that this evil legion have committed. Dr. Spy and his evil legion have done many such crimes to accomplish his evil goals. Among these crimes, full military assaults on banks to gain financial benefits are quite common, with museum robberies and thefts from several nations' military research facilities following close behind. Metalwolf, my brother, has found out firsthand that alone he was powerless against such attacks, whereas Catman 7, Dollar Bill, and the Cleaner have learned that working as a team could lead to victory on such occasions. Drug trafficking is another common means Dr. Spy uses to achieve financial support and power. Insane Havoc, a heavy metal rock band of mutants with military unit, the Rock Brigade, backing it, was one example of Dr. Spy's ability to openly commit this crime. Whenever we attacked individually, as Microwave Man can confess to, they would soundly defeat us. But as a unit, the Intergalactic Space Travelers, another rock band, we pulled off a major victory and put them into hiding. As PTI, Personal Technical Institute, a group based in Houston, Texas, that designs and creates high-tech gadgets, and Mr. Sims, the group's leader, can contest that they are most familiar with the murder and terrorism aspects of the vile acts committed by Dr. Spy and his evil legion. As a military unit, they have had many successes and a few failures, which is to be expected, but all in all have pulled off some major victories. Before forming PTI, however, many of them would lose individually, or if that individual did win, not much was gained from it, as Roboman can admit to. In closing, I have proven that teamwork is much more effective than individual efforts. Now is the time for each and every one of you to make your own choice, and momentarily I will give you time to think about your answer. I just hope that I have reached all of you here today and convinced you that it is imperative that we unite as the most powerful team in the world, the Intergalactic Space Travelers. Thank you. And so that was his speech that he gave, like, to try to form the group together. And I hope you enjoyed the speech. I just wanted to show you how my reading ability is. The same thing as my brother said in his introduction video, that we're just putting our voices out there, and if you want us to record some stuff for you all, nothing copyrighted. We don't want to get in copyright trouble with anyone, so we're going to try to avoid that. I write many stories, so we're going to try to get some of those stories up on here. And so if you like this, subscribe, like, and continue to keep watching us. Thank you. Heavy Metal Thunder out.